The true bride and the false bride. How to identification. How is everyone? Today I will tell you about details true and false bride. This is very informative video. Please watch the full video without dragging. The true bride of Christ is not of the world, even as Jesus was not of the world. John 17 verse 1. Many believers in Christ today have been divorced by Jesus, the eternal husband of the true bride. Because as written in Jeremiah 3 verse 8, they have committed adultery with the gods of this world, and all their ungodly festivities, such as birthday, Christmas, New Year, Easter, Valentine's Day, which are not of God. They have become married to Satan, the prince of this world, therefore have become enemies of God. Bausi secondary school students caught wedding shelf with N500 as bride price. These ungodly festivities were not observed in the early militant church. The true bride which Christ left behind. The words Valentine and Christmas cannot be found in the Bible, and therefore have nothing to do with the Christian faith. The birthday and Easter that are mentioned in the Bible were celebrated by the heathens. The author of all ungodly festivities and worldly celebrations is the mother of harlots, mentioned in Revelation 17 verse 5, masterminded by the devil, and these festivities are only meant to enrich the merchants of the mother of harlots, who make huge profit from their merchandise during these festivities seasons. Revelation 18 verse 15. The word Esther, pronounced are Easter in the Chaldean language, is the goddess of the Queen of Heaven, also known as Ashtaroth. Even before Christ was born, this Esther or Ashtaroth had been the object of worship in ancient Babylon, the worship of which is now being inherited by modern Mystery Babylon, mentioned in Revelation 17 verse 5. Peter was arrested by King Herod and put in prison, intending to bring him forth to the people after their Easter festivity. Album will fall for APC in 2019, says State Party's chairman. The period of this pagan festival of Easter incidentally coincided with the Jewish Passover observed yearly by the Jews. As commanded by Moses, the anger of God was kindled against the children of Israel when they are deceived by the devil to worship this goddess known as Ashtaroth, Esther, and the god of Baal, as known as the sun god, written in Judges 2 verse 13 to 14. And I quote, "And they forsook the Lord and worshipped Baal and Ashtaroth. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies." The command given by God to all believers in Christ. to come out of the pollutions of the world, which include all these ungodly festivities and worldly celebration, is simply to deliver them from the captivity of Satan, the prince of this world, that they may indeed be the true bride of Christ. And if we must be the sons and daughters of God, then we must obey this command and come out, as written in 2 Corinthians 6 verse 17 to 18. And I quote, "Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you, and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Lord Almighty." All the sacrifices of food offered during these festivities and celebrations are unclean, because they are sacrifices to devils and not to God. 1 Corinthians 10 verse 20-22. Controller Dimka's daughter waits in grand style, the true bride of Christ, that is, the true church, is an assembly of people that are called out of the world, while the false bride is an assembly of adulterers and adulteresses who are in friendship with the world, which is enmity with God. James 4 verse 4. Church is from a Greek word known as ecclesia, which means the called out. The true bride is called out of the world and espoused as a chaste virgin to one husband. Jesus the truth. 2 Corinthians 11 verse 2. The true bride is being clothed in fine, clean and white linen by the word of truth, in readiness for the marriage supper of the Lamb in heaven. Revelation 19 verse 7-9. But Satan, in his usual craftiness, has established a counterfeit or false bride by transforming himself into an angel of light, as written in 2 Corinthians 11 verse 14. And I quote, "And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light." Satan's ambition has been to be worshipped as the Most High God, as written in Isaiah 14 verse 12-14. Satan, through the system of false religions and occult practices, has been leading the world astray. He has seduced all nations by his seducing spirits away from the worship of Jesus the truth into the worship of another Jesus, as written in 2 Corinthians 11 verse 4, and into the worship of other gods, which is idolatry. The false bride or counterfeit bride of Satan is the great whore, also known as Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth, revealed in Revelation 17-18. Married to the law, married to grace too. This great whore has given birth to many harlot churches and to many antichrists, who now make up the false bride, making ready their congregation for the Antichrist, as written in 1 John 2 verse 18. And I quote, "Little children, it is the last time, and as you have heard, the Antichrist shall come. Even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Thus saith the Lord." Today is my discussion over. All people, thank you. Goodbye.